Welcome back to another Lego City update. This time we're going to start off by cleaning off these roads. I just have a lot of dusting I need to get done, and then as well as like picking up a bunch of loose pieces and some wire management. So we're going to start off there, and then I'll probably just rearrange some cars for a different look. Now here I have most of my cars that aren't lit up. I got a few taxis that are lit up. Oop, actually forgot one. And really, the only one I think that's pretty out of place is this one. So I might actually take that out of the city. And maybe this. But I might actually save this for under there somewhere. Have it be like a cart with someone selling some stuff. So that's the plan. I just really bunched them all up so I could rearrange it. And here I've got all the cars replaced. I really like some of the scenes that I've made. And then we just moved a bunch of things around just to add a bit of variety. Like this car over here. Now it's kind of, moving truck's kind of just stuck there. Might add something over there in the future. But we also just finished the snack shack. And what I'm thinking is I might actually take this off and either place it somewhere under here and light it up. If it'll focus, somewhere under here, or somewhere over there. And then I'll keep kind of the base of this build for maybe like when I bring a beach back. Or maybe it's just gonna chill right there. For now anyways, I had to rip off the bottom layer. But I'm actually really liking how that turned out. If I build a little base up right here, maybe got rid of the tree, probably keep it. And then I think what I'm going to do next is probably start working on the back for this building. And then the alleyway is completely done. Well, I just got 2 huge bags from Lego, all black pieces. We're going to try and make a frame once I figure out the puzzle. Maybe hang it behind the mountains. I was thinking of also maybe going behind the mountains and this wall, but I would need to make more pieces. All right, it's time for probably one of my biggest projects yet. I have to pull the whole Lego city off that wall so I can place this behind it. Currently, it's about 19,000 pieces, and I'm gonna place it right behind those mountains. I have to make sure that the sunset goes right in between the peaks though. That's kind of the goal, and then have it peeking out like that. And then while I'm at it, I'm gonna fix up the back of the mountains just to try to make them flush as close as I can. It's just a bit patchy. And here's a good look at the before. I imagine this is gonna take me a few days because I have to clear out all of these drawers. And if you didn't know, behind the drawers, well, it's just more Lego. So behind those drawers, I got more and more and more and more. And then the closet's kind of full, so I can't really put more in there. So I'm going to be pulling it out into the hall. I'm sure the wife will love it. I've got a lot of my drawers moved out, and here's a good look underneath where I've got all my extra Lego and then some Pokemon. And here's where I've got all my empty boxes of open Pokemon and empty Pick-a-Brick cups. But this also gives us a good idea of how the city was built. It's really just 4 of these tables or desks. And I think it's the Malm desk from IKEA. And then I have 2 of these boxes from Walmart, which is actually holding up that shelf and that shelf. So that's actually what's holding up the mountain in the background, as well as the buildings all the way over there. And those are the lac shelves from IKEA. I've got the first part or section of the city moved, and I figured it was a pretty good time to see how I made this subway station. It adds a lot of depth to the city, but it's actually just sitting on some freestanding wood. And all that color is usually covered up by street. And it is definitely looking like a brand new city without those skyscrapers. But while they're down, we're actually going to be able to take a really good look at this nightclub. And then we can look at all the details underneath this mountain, where I got the Friends Cafe down there, a record store, and then that Sesame Street set. Moves into a few mocks, some gift with purchase up top. Another Friends set up top, I think that's the apartment one. Convenience store. Some Harry Potter sets, as well as that burger stand from the food truck. And then we can also have a good look at this section, where I have that dynamite set that I kind of just made my own. And then I have these curved walls, which we can get a pretty good look at the back and how they're constructed. And really, it's all pick-a-brick pieces, except for the tiles. So removing that shelf with a truck on top, probably not the best idea, but we did get it done. So we can actually take a really good look at this toy store, which I just love. And I'm probably gonna fix up the lighting. These are some of the first mocks I made, so I'm gonna finish up the tiling in this store. And then probably fix up the lighting in there as well. Yeah, the wife is just not too happy with me taking over the entire kitchen. Here we've got the entire city taken apart. I've moved off the mountains and placed them over here. And I'm pretty sure that's all I'll have to do, because I think I can squeeze through right here high enough to where I can hang the picture. And don't tell the wife, but I drew on the wall, so I knew where the mountain was. Shh. And I finally got the first 2 panels almost done. I used some painter's tape up top just to keep everything level. Now let's get this finished. Well, it's been a process, but it's finally done. Except for the fact the room is still a mess. It's also not completely done. Up at the top, I did a bunch of stars, and I ran out of them. So I placed another order to finish up, and that's gonna take about a month. And I don't really wanna move the whole city back just to fix that. So I'm gonna keep it spaced out like this, and that'll give me a chance to update all my scenes underneath the table, as well as add a new one right there above the VIP lounge, and then also probably update that one as well. I'll also get to fix some of the wire management because it's been rough. And I'm gonna start with this toy store. I'm not the biggest fan of all that tan at the top, so here's a good look at the before. I ended up changing all the color to dark brown and adding a bunch of windows up to the top. I even added a toy plane coming out of the side over here. I think the windows just allow you to see inside a bit better, and so I added a few more printed tiles. Let me know what you think about the changes. Now I think it's time to look at this grocery store. So let's go ahead and take it out. I've actually taken out the whole alleyway, so that way I can just do one big Mills plate. And what that's gonna do is actually give me a few more studs to make the grocery store a bit bigger. So it's about to get updated. And now that I've got almost all of it Mills plated, you can see that it's gonna give me about 8 studs more to work with, so I can have a bigger interior. And we are definitely making some progress. I just finished up this fish sign, which took a while, and then those coolers, and now it's time to work on some shelves. Grocery store is finally done. I've got it all lit up. We just gotta plug it in. A whole lot of printed parts went into this. A lot of minifigures. The inside is absolutely packed. I like how my sign turned out. There's a few things I want to improve, like maybe that wall and this one, just because they're blank, but I feel like once I get it placed back into the city, you're not even gonna notice it. And here I've got it placed back into the city, and I just love how you can still see that fish sign. And then I wanted to get a little bit closer of a look because I put a lot of printed pieces into this, like those cereal boxes and Band-Aids. And then we got some even more candy rack right here. And there's a bunch on the shelves in the back. And then it's just really crammed in there. But let's get this city put back together. Well, putting it back together is taking about 5 times longer than taking it apart, but we're getting there. Well, that took forever. It's a brand new day, but I finally got it all finished. Everything's plugged in, and I think the backdrop just looks amazing. I had the whole city destroyed for about 2 months, which gave me a chance to work on some mocks, and I still want to make some improvements to some other ones. The room is still a mess, so I'll save that for later. But while the city was destroyed, I was able to organize the backlog, as well as my gift with purchases, and just kind of clean up the closet. But if you've made it this far, I appreciate it, and next update will be a lot sooner. Have a great one.